All right, let's talk what next. I love these what next videos because they can go anywhere, right? But what next for Mr. Conor Benn? Yeah, it's a very intriguing state of affairs for Conor Benn. Obviously, look, he's still got his stuff going on with the British Boxing Board of Control. We don't know if he can fight in the UK. Well, he can't fight in the UK. We have no idea where his next fight is going to be. Matchroom have just signed a certain Jaron Ennis, who is now with Terence Crawford out of the division.
Yes.
Clearly the #1 ranked welterweight on planet Earth. I don't know how far Conor is from Jaron Ennis, but surely if you're Conor, you've made the phone call. And if you're Eddie, maybe you've kind of put up Conor there as a bit of a carrot that's been dangled. Maybe.
Well, Conor is definitely on his mind because he's even posted stuff on Instagram about Boots Ennis. Like Benn versus Ennis. So Ben is thinking about it. Conor is thinking about it.
Yeah.
If you're Boots Ennis, you're thinking, well,
I'll take that tomorrow.
I'll take that tomorrow. It's a big fight.
Yeah.
I go in, defend my title, make a lot of money against a name. With Eddie, I'm sure he's thinking, well, look, it's a win-win because Boots is going to be a superstar. Or is already a superstar. I know he doesn't quite have to follow him, but he is.
Yeah.
And Conor Benn, it's like whoever wins, they can keep going. And even if whoever loses, it's like not the end of the world.
No, not at all. I mean, if Conor were to fight Jaron Ennis, and look, guys, we understand what we're doing here. We'll just play it with us, right? Because we know there's still some distance between the two. Even Eddie, I asked Eddie about this, and Eddie said Conor's a couple of fights away, maybe even more than a couple. But look, if you're Conor, I mean, if you're Eddie, Conor's been calling out all the big names.
Yeah, he's been mentioning them
So
all.
give him one.
Yeah.
Give him one. Because
If
right
he
now we're
feels
getting
he's
nothing.
ready.
If he thinks he's ready,
Then why not?
and Tony Sims thinks he's ready,
Yeah.
then give him the name. Because you can't keep calling out key firm. Like, you follow Conor like I do on Instagram. And he's always, forever, sort of, every time someone puts up a poster or something, he retweets it. Whether it be Conor versus Errol, Conor versus Crawford. He's calling out every name.
So you can tell he wants these big fights.
Yeah.
And for Conor Benn, I'd say he would actually probably get a little bit like impatient with Eddie Hearn if Eddie Hearn is saying, no, we need some money. Conor's probably like, no, I think I'm good now, so give me these fights now.
Yeah.
Let me have them. And that's obviously what Conor wants. With Conor, it's weird, right? It's kind of, do you remember Anthony Yard before he fought Kovalev? We didn't really have a lot to gauge him on, but we all felt, okay, he could do something against Kovalev. It's kind of the same with Ben, because he's not really done anything at the domestic scene or European, but we do kind of look and say, well,
Where's that come from? Where does that, is that just because he's so, he makes you believe him?
I think so.
Because you're right, because when you look at the performances, or sorry, who he's fought, because the performance has actually been quite good, there's nothing there to suggest, okay, he can jump from that level to that level. But we all think that there is something there. I think there's something there.
It's the speed, the athleticism that he has there. When you see it, it's kind of like, all right, that looks good. That looks, I know he's doing it against you guys like Peter Dobson and stuff like that, but you're just looking
By the way,
at
he's a good club fighter, Peter
Peter
Dobson.
Dobson's not bad. I mean,
not bad.
he definitely, when I watched him, I was like,
he's better than I thought he was. Yeah.
a lot better than I thought he was. You kind of surprised me as well. I was
Yeah.
like, geez, I wasn't expecting that. When we see him against guys like that, and you're thinking, like, I wonder what it would look like if you were in there with a Keith Thurman or, a Terence Crawford, and you tried to do that, because it'd be real interesting to see kind of what would happen, and then what you do in return. You look at that and you're like, that'd be good to watch. And Conor Benn obviously is
Conor Benn
confident.
is in a really good position to the point where you want to tune in to see him fight.
Exactly.
And that, if you're not in that position, then unfortunately as a boxer, you're in a very bad position. At least, even if you do not like him, even if you think he's going to lose, you are going to tune in.
You are going to watch him.
You're going to tune in. And right now, there are so many options out there for him. I don't like the Manny Pacquiao one.
No, I don't like
just
that
think it's
at
a
all. I
waste
think
of
it's a
time.
horrible
Manny
fight.
Pacquiao's 45, 46. What are we doing? I love Barrios. I know Barrios has got a fight coming up, but that's the one I've been screaming out. Alexis Rocha is out there as well, and that's a golden boy fighter, so that shouldn't be difficult to make. Stanionis is there. So there are names out there for him.
The one name you mentioned that I think, if I was matchmaking Conor Benn, I would take would be Barrios.
Yeah.
I think that makes so much sense.
Easy win.
I think it's an easy win.
No, by the way, when I say easy win, I don't mean easy win as in he beats him. I mean easy win as in that fight should be easy to make.
Yeah. Easy to make. It'd be tough because Barrios is durable. He's a good fighter. Right. But I would make Ben favourite.
Would you really?
I would. I'd make him a slight favourite.
Wow.
I would. I always said one of the fights I think they missed the boat with him was Maurice Hooker a few years ago when Eddie Hearn was managing him and promoting him. They should have done that fight.
Yeah.
They should have 100% done it. And if you look at Conor Benn's career, Mario Barros is the perfect fight to make, because if Eddie Hearn wants to hold him back for a little bit, Where Mario Barros is like that stopgap between you're there's the wall for world level. If you beat Barrios, you're through it.
You know a name that has gone away that we don't really speak about that I think they should maybe sort of, I don't know, dig back up? Avanesian.
I had a different name in mind when you said that.
I know you're thinking Josh Kelly.
Adrian Broner.
Adrian Broner, interesting.
Even worse.
Even worse. Avanesian. Yeah. Avanesian, 18 months ago, fought Terence Crawford. Mm-hmm. You know, and it was okay for Terence, who at the time was considered 1 or 2 best welterweight in the world. I don't know what Avanesian has done since. I don't know if he's had a fight since.
I don't think
he's fought. If he's out there, it's a fight that was being spoken about many moons ago. Obviously, Josh Kelly went in and lost. Avanesian.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why
I
not?
think at this stage now, it's like Tunde says, timing is everything.
Yeah.
Back a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, was it the right time for Conor Benn? You could questionable. You could argue it. I don't know. Right now, Avanesian's not got any better. He's probably, I don't even think he's fought since the Crawford loss.
That's crazy.
Well over a year ago.
Yeah.
So why not just take the risk now?
Yeah.
It's a risk reward.
Yeah.
And at least we can say, right, that's a solid, if nothing else, solid European level fighter. Josh Kelly couldn't get through him, Conor Benn has.
Yeah. One thing I don't want Conor to do is go to 154 pounds again.
No.
He's a welterweight. Like his actual frame is a welterweight.
He's acknowledged it. He's even said in interviews, I need my 8-ounce gloves back.
Yeah.
Because he knows himself, like he's not, his frame is
those
not
guys
154.
are too durable. They're a lot bigger than him.
And he's fought guys coming up at he's fought guys at 154 who come up from 147. So it's basically 2 welterweights with no weight cut.
Yeah.
Some of those 154 guys,
They're massive.
I don't know how they do it.
They're massive.
I'm like, you are a cruiserweight.
They're enormous. Honestly, some of those guys are the weight cuts that they do to get down to the weight, and then the way they rehydrate, that it's just not good for Conor Benn. But look, I want to see him kickstart his career. I said something on my channel the other day. I don't know if you watched it. I was like, who are the next British boxing superstars? Because we've got like all the top guys and girls are coming to the end. Katie Taylor coming to the end. Fury, AJ, Josh Warrington, Lee Wood, Dillian White, Chisora. So basically, anyone that can put bums on seats is mid-30s to late 30s.
In the next 18, 24 months, they're
all gone. They're all gone. If you asked that question to anyone 12 months ago, they'd have said Conor Benn.
Yeah.
Conor Benn.
No, you would have said no question.
Now, no one mentions his name anymore. Now it's Ben Whittaker, Moses the Talma, it's all those kind of guys. And I feel like Conor just needs a bit of a kickstart, man.
He does. He needs a bit of a kickstart. And the thing about Conor Benn is people will watch him, regardless whether they love him or hate him. And Conor Benn, I almost feel like he's playing up on that now. Like he's almost kind of like, well, if you're going to watch me regardless, whether you love me or hate me, and you just want to hate me, I'll give you a reason to hate me. And that's what he's doing. And I don't care what anyone says. If they announce Conor Benn versus Mario Barros tomorrow, if it was in the, remember in the US, they did it at UK time, which was good for us, you're still going to watch it.
Yeah, 100%, man. How do you think this all plays out with Conor in terms of, Conor won't retire unbeaten. He's not that kind of fighter. He's going to lose. It'd be very much like his dad.
Oh, yeah.
He'll lose some, he'll win some, but he'll give you exciting fights, again, like his dad.
He's the exact same. Even if you look at the way in terms of how they fight, it's like watching Nigel Benn. He's not as explosive as his dad. Yeah. Obviously, Nigel I love Nigel Benn, but he's going to have that similar career where he's just going to be. There won't be a time where you look back and you'll be like, Conor Benn, he was a bit. Like, no, he'll always have win or lose. It'll always be fun. Yeah.
Well, what we haven't obviously done, you guys probably think you're not spoken about this drug issue because everyone keeps speaking about it, and I'm kind of tired of speaking about it. But what I will say on it, and I'll ask you as well, he needs to fight back here.
100%.
He needs to, desperately.
To.
The last 2 fights in the US, I was there for the last one. I wasn't at the one before then, and it's like, no. He needs to fight back here.
He is a UK fighter.
100%.
And he needs, the following is in the UK. It's not in America, unfortunately.
No, of course not.
He needs to get back here. How does he? I don't know.
You know, his last fight in America against Pete Dobson, obviously it would have been a nice time for you guys. You know, for us, we had to get to the venue. I've never done this in my life before. 9 a.m. I think he ring walked at like 11 a.m.
Really? Was that early?
It was ridiculous. Something like that in America. Just so it could be a good time for UK audience at something like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. And that can't happen anymore. They need to sort it out. Obviously, his legal team will speak to the British Boxing Board of Control, but this needs to be ironed out.
It does. And like that, as you said, he needs to get his career back on in the UK.
Yeah.
Because this is where he's based. This is where he's known. This is where his fans are. And I'm telling you now, if they announced Conor Benn versus Mario Barros, Stanionis, 100%, I'm telling you now, I'd put money on it, O2 Arena.
You know what? 30 seconds, very quickly. We didn't say Eubank Jr.
We didn't say Eubank Jr.
We did not say Eubank Jr.
And what's he doing?
Have we just decided that that's not going to happen then?
I think that they've deviated from that. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that if Conor Benn is told tomorrow, yep, UK British Boxing Board, everything's sorted, everything's good, you can fight in the UK. With the way Eddie's been talking, I think that they are going to say, you know what, no, 147, forget the Eubank fight. But then...
That was a guaranteed pay-per-view fight. That was a sellout O2 Arena. Surely it's even bigger than it was then. Now. No. Okay.
No, I don't think it is. I could be waiting to see that they'll announce it in the next 6 months. There you go.
And we'll look silly.
They won't be looking like, do you remember that video? Yeah, can you just
the video that I deleted, that one? Yes.
Yeah,
guys, please do me a favor. G-Man's channel, the link to his channel is in the description. Please go over there, subscribe to his channel. We are trying to get the big man to 20,000. Hopefully, by the time you guys have watched this, he's got to 20,000, which means I've done my job.
There you go.
Peace and love.